Now that we are arriving to the second half of the version 4.2, we now face two reruns, Cyno and Ayato, and they are both on their second rerun. Cyno, I'm sure most people know about him, but what about Ayato? From all of the Hydro characters, Ayato is that one that probably never stands out too much. My name is dphoenix, and I will show you why, even though Ayato is nothing special, he is amazing, and you should pull for him if you want to. Also, before we start, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Feel free to comment your opinion on the video. On this guide for Ayato, I will do in a different way. The other guides I do in like more a professional way with the guide, etc. This I will for real just talk with gameplay and explain everything in real life. So I would like to know your feedback if you like this type of content without super detailed guides, but with me explaining what it needs to be explained. So don't forget, you have all my socials there. Feel free to follow me and I will very much appreciate it. Now, let's talk about this Boba guy. Most people think that Ayato is a bad character because he does a lot of things, but he's not good at any of those in particular. I'm gonna make you a question. Do you prefer having a character that is focused on only one thing, or focus on doing a lot of things and he actually can fit those places? That's right, that's where Ayato comes in. Most people see Ayato as a bad DPS, but he's actually a driver, an off-field applicator, and he can be used as a DPS as well. The deal with Ayato is that he's the fastest sword user in the game. When you use his skill, he will basically convert his normal attacks to infused hydro attacks with a special mechanic, and he will create a clone. This clone will explode after 6 seconds of staying on the field or after an enemy comes closer to it. When you get his first passive, when your clone explodes, you will get 2 stacks of the skill passive, and each stack will increase your damage on 1.11% of his max HP. On his burst, he will basically apply a field that lasts for 18 seconds and has a cost of 80 energy. And his normals, you can actually leave them on level 1. I just have it crowned because Ayato is my main and I will always defend this bad boy until the end. Like I talked, his first passive will give you stacks when the clone explodes, and these stacks will improve even more your skill damage. And his second passive, when he's not on the field and his burst energy is less than 40, he will regenerate 2 energy for himself every second. This means is that if you stay with him off field, you will always get half of his burst back. This alleviates a little bit the need of having ER, and his exploration ability, unfortunately it was a meme one by Hoyoverse. He basically has an 80% chance of screwing your dishes, so yeah, just like Hu Tao, never cook with him. This man can cook, literally. For the talent's priority, focus on his skill first and on his burst last. You can leave the normal attack on level 1, you don't need to level them up. For his weapons, so his best in slot weapon will be his signature, the Aran. Unfortunately, I don't have it because when I got Ayato, I was still free to play. I didn't pull for weapons back in the time, but now that his rerun is coming, I will go for the weapon or at least try my luck. For other 5-star swords, if you don't have his signature, you can go for the Mid Splitter or the Primordial Jade Cutter. Both work super well with him. His best 4-star option is the Black Sword, the one I'm using. It provides crit rate on its passive and it increases your normal and charge attacks, and additionally, it regenerates a little bit of your HP. A lot of people may be thinking about the other Battle Pass option, even though it may make you think that it will work better on him, giving crit rate on his skill, etc. Every time you use your E, the damage comes from the E, but it's basically a normal attack, not a skill damage. The only thing that it will be considered as a skill damage is the clone. The rest of it will be considered normal attack damage. So, even though you don't need to level up the normal attacks to do damage, anything that says that it will boost the elemental skill damage will only boost the damage of the clone. And if you don't believe me, I actually did a test already on my channel a long time ago. The video is not that professional like these ones are, but it's worth giving a look on it. But you guys are thinking, oh, I'm a total free to play, I never bought a battle pass in my whole life. Starting with the Anemone Kageuchi. Probably he's best on looks. It looks amazing on him, attack percentage on the substat, and on a passive, every time you use your skill, you will refund a little bit of energy once you burst. And in general, this is his best F2P weapon. For people that don't have the abilities to craft this, and put it R5. The Lion's Roar is a good option if you are going to use Ayato on taser teams. Gakaigo Tsurup Ishin is also another good option for him if you don't have the other ones. He's just here as stat stick. He's not worth going for just for him. You will be way better with the Anemone even at R1. The Blackcliff Longsword is actually a good option on Ayato as well. First, focus on the 5 stars. Second, Black Sword. Third, Blackcliff, Anemone, and then the other ones. For the artifacts, this boy actually has some options to use. The first one is his signature set, Echoes of an Offering. This set may look like spectacular, but this set is actually a scam. This set actually only works if you have low ping. In my opinion, even though it's supposed to be Ayato's best in slot set, he doesn't make full use of it because most players will never play always with low ping. It will basically be a gamble set. With this being said, he has other options. First of all, the one I'm using, 4-piece Heart of Depth. It will increase the Hydro damage, and after using the elemental skill, you will increase your normal attack and charge attack damage by 30%. For those who don't want to farm this set, 4-piece Gladiator is also amazing. It provides attack on the 2-piece, and on the 4-piece, if you are a Sword, Claymore or Polearm, you will increase your normal attack damage by 36%. And for the Zoomers, you actually have Nymph's Dream. On the 2-piece you get Hydro damage, and on the 4-piece, if you do normal, charge, plunging, elemental skill or elemental burst, every time you do one of these you will get 1 stack, and the max you can get is 3 stacks. So, assuming you will use a normal, a skill and the burst, you will get 25% more of attack and 50% more of Hydro damage. In my opinion, the 3 sets offer almost the same value, so if I had to advise you, just go for the ones that have the better substats and close a full set on them. For the Sands, attack percentage is your decision. For the Goblet, Hydro without any doubt. And for the Circlet, crits. Try to balance what you need. If you need more crit damage, put crit damage. If you need more crit rate, put more crit rate.
Let me try my
Like I said, the normal attacks are nothing special. The thing is, when you use your skill, let me show you all. Wait. He will create the clone. And then your charges will be enhanced. Remember, this skill has a 12 seconds cooldown and you will stay on the slash mode for 6 seconds, so you will have 6 seconds of basically looking at him. And he's super fast. And when you use his burst, you will create a field that it will deal Hydro damage continuously. And when this field is active, his normal attacks will do more damage. Let's not discuss his best teammates. Like I said, Ayato can work in a lot of different teams with different roles. You can do a vape team with Bennett, Shungling, and Kazuha or Sucrose if you want. But this is actually national from Child, and actually Child works way better than this. This is the team I use the most on Ayato, but it's not the best one for him. You can also try a mix of taser teams with hyper carry teams. This way you will be buffing your Ayato with Bennett and Kazuha and doing taser with Fischl, for example. You can do taser teams like this, and one of the teams that I'm using the most with him now is him as a driver, because Ayato is an excellent driver for example, Hyperbloom. This is just a version that I use with Hyperbloom, but you can actually switch Yao Yao with Shinkyu for more Hydro application. Ayato is been proving to be a super versatile character. And actually, in my opinion, the best way to describe Ayato is a 5-star Shinkyu that stays on field. And if you don't like any of these options and you want to make the best Ayato team possible, you can actually do a hyper carry team with him. This is his best hyper carry team in my opinion. Yunjin will buff his normal attack damage and his attack speed if you have C6, Bennett will give him a boost of attack and healing the team, and Kazuha will help with Hydro Shred resistance thanks to his rolls. Some people may switch Bennett with Mika, because Mika, if you don't know, boosts the attack speed of the character.
Precision strike. Cascade.
His speed goes a lot faster. It's like I said on the beginning of the video. A character that does a million things at the same time shouldn't be considered bad with the community because he's not super great in something in specific. He should be praised because he works with every situation basically. He can work as an applicator, he can work as a DPS, he can work as an off-field support in vape teams, you name it. So in my opinion, Ayato is someone you shouldn't sleep on. Of course, he's not for everyone, but for those who are thinking on pulling, you must realize that he's not pure damage. He's on the game to give you more utility on the Abyss instead of force pushing throughout it. But the thing is that Ayato does all of these things in one. So, my name is ZPhoenix, and thank you so much. I'm sorry if the quality on this video is not as good as the others. Like I said, I'm recording this at the same time without any guides like I used to do, so I'm sorry if you guys think the old ones are better. I only intend of doing this type of videos when it's characters that are getting reruns. The new characters I will always do a detailed guide on how to build them and play them. Thank you so much for your company. I wish you all luck on your pulls if you are going for him or Sino. And see you all in the next video. Bye bye everyone.